What's going on, guys? This is GeeGee here, and thanks very much, Pwnstar, for allowing me to post on Theatre Thursdays. And this is my submission. It's a knife-only MOAB in regular 6v6 TDM on Carbon. I was playing with two friends this game, and they were both trying for the knife-only MOAB as well. And luckily, I was the one that got it. And I've been trying for this MOAB on and off for, I don't know, probably about 3 months. I'd say I've put around about 3 hours game time into trying to get this MOAB. And this is the game it had to happen on. And the other team, they're not the best of players, you know. You're not going to get a knife-only MOAB against people with, I don't know, 1.5 KDs. I think 3 of them were snipers, and they weren't very good snipers, obviously. You know, there we go, there's one. But they weren't the best of snipers, really. And if anyone can get a knife-only MOAB against people who hold a 1.5 or higher KD, then you are beast. Because I don't know how the hell you do that. But let's get right into topic anyway. So, I'm just going to introduce my channel, and we'll go from there. So, my name is GeeGee. Well, at least that's the channel name I go by. And that's the name I pretty much welcome myself in for every video. And I'm a British commentator, if you can't tell already. And generally, what I like to upload to my channel is a mix of offensive and defensive gameplays. You know, Pwnstar has inspired me to an extent to play how I do. But I'm also inspired by people like Optic Scump. He plays really well. And he also only plays on a 2 sensitivity, which is crazy. And, you know, it's just mixing my gameplay style, not following just one person, but trying to inherit, you know, the skills you see from multiple COD commentators to introduce your own little style. And I'd say that's what I've done. You know, on my channel, I don't get these crazy quad MOABs, but what gameplays I generally do get, they're very impressive, and I don't rely on luck for any of my gameplays, you know. I have a thought-out pattern for them, and it's what I like to do, you know. You see these people getting crazy 70-second MOABs running into the spawn 24/7, and that's just not what I do. I like to stick on the outside of the spawn, and I like to keep the game under control how I'm trying to make it happen. And that's mostly how my gameplays occur. Like this one, for example, you know, I followed the spawns really well. And, you know, I wasn't rushing into the middle of the open trying to get a triple knife or whatever. Because it's just not generally something you can do with a knife. And it's just not my playstyle, you know. I don't want to go for a crazy knife-only MOAB whilst inheriting someone else's playstyle. I want to try and see if I can do it my own way, and that's, to me, what makes this game play one of my most impressive. You know, I've gone for this from the ground up, and it's my individual playstyle. So, yeah, but if you're into, you know, really well thought-out MOABs, not relying on luck, all skill-based, and all tactically played, then it might be worth giving my channel a check out. You might enjoy some of my content over there. You might not, but, you know, it's a 50-50. You've got nothing to lose, so, yeah. But, anyways, for the rest of the video now, I'll not try and smother you with making you subscribe to me, because I'm not a subscriber whore, fortunately for you. So let's talk about how I went about getting this knife-only MOAB, shall we? So, what I primarily focused on for this gameplay was making sure I stick behind the enemies, and making sure that they're primarily running away from me by watching the spawns, and making the most use out of SitRep Pro, which is exactly what this gameplay relied on to a very high extent. And you can see that guy nearly takes me out there. So you see, the first thing I do, because I didn't want that to happen, and I thought, no, this isn't how I want my gameplay to evolve, I decided to hide, regen my health, and make my way back to the same spot. There was no one there, but it was still a smart move, and it got me out of death. You can see as well, I like to surprise people. It's a lot like pre-firing, but with a knife, I guess. You know, I'll wait to hear some footsteps, and then I'll charge out, you know, full steam ahead, and knife them. And you can see right now, I'm getting a bit close. But you can see the perks I used for this. I did have Scavenger as my first unlock. And Scavenger, I find to be a second perk unlock, is actually very good. Because obviously, if you're a throwing knife user and you're good with the throwing knife, you can definitely pick up your throwing knives, and you can replenish them. It's the one tactical equipment you can actually replenish. So make full use of that. And also, I'm using Dead Silence, if you haven't noticed, as a secondary. Because obviously, I don't want people to hear me. Whether or not they use headsets, sometimes people can hear footsteps. And my last one is Blind Eye Pro for obvious reasons. You know, running around, all it takes is someone to get an easy care package. But I'm really low on health here, and this guy nearly kills him with this PP90 rapid fire. And it's around about now I start playing a lot slower. You know, I realise the score. You know, there's still a good 15 kills to go. I have all the time in the world to be patient with this. And this guy, I don't know what he was thinking, but I allowed him to think. And if that's his thought process, then so be it, because I'll get the easy kill. But yeah, it's right about here, guys. I think I'm at 22 kills. And I knifed that guy. He was running around with FMG9s. You can see some of the guys on the other team weren't the best of players, and they were using overpowered guns, and I'm very surprised I got this without support. But guys, just play the game tactically, learn some small routes on the maps, and circulate them. You know, there's no point running out into the middle of the open, risking it. You can see right there, I stuck towards this room here, and practically just the left-hand side of the map, and it really did pay off for me. So, alright then guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you want to check out some of my content, then you're more than welcome to. But once again, thanks very much, Pwnstars, for the opportunity of uploading on your video, and uploading on your channel, I should say. But unfortunately, that wasn't the game-winning kill cam. I was one off, and yeah, but thanks very much once again, and I thank all you viewers for watching the video. I hope I've entertained you for the time being, and yeah, so there's a knife-only MOAB on Carbon, 6v6 TDM. Peace!
Nice work, squad. Get ready for the next job.